My father dropped me off at my grandfather's house the summer I turned 7 and told me he had a job interview 3 states away. Said he'd send for me once he got settled. That was 16 years ago. Pop was standing on the porch when Dad's truck pulled out. Didn't wave, didn't chase it, just looked down at me, holding a garbage bag of clothes and said, "You hungry?" I nodded. He said, "Good. Made too much chili anyway." No speech, no tears, just chili. The job interview was a woman named Kristen. Found that out years later. He didn't have an interview. He had a girlfriend who didn't want someone else's kid in the picture. So he drove me 4 hours to Pop's house and kept driving. For years, I checked the mailbox every afternoon. Pop never told me to stop. He just started walking out there with me. We'd open it together, find nothing, and he'd say, "Well, let's go see what's on the grill." Every single day, that man turned nothing into something. Pop worked at the auto shop 6 days a week. 63 years old. Hands like leather. Knees that cracked on every staircase. He'd come home smelling like motor oil and immediately ask about homework. Didn't matter how tired he was. He'd sit at that kitchen table, squint at my math problems like he was defusing a bomb. He couldn't do long division to save his life, but he sat there every night. When I made the baseball team freshman year, Pop showed up to every single game in the same lawn chair. Brought it from home because the bleachers killed his back. Sat right behind the dugout, so close I could hear him whisper, "That's my boy," every time I stepped up to bat. Scouts came junior year. Pop ironed his one good shirt and shook every hand in the room. Told them I was the hardest worker he'd ever known. A man who rebuilt transmissions for 40 years. Called me the hardest worker he'd ever known. Full ride scholarship. First in our family to touch a college campus. The night the letter came, Pop sat on the porch and went quiet for a long time. Then he said, "Your grandma would have lost her mind right now. She passed before I was born." He always talked about her like she was just in the other room. Graduation day, cap and gown, Pop in the 3rd row. Same ironed shirt. I could spot him from the stage, sitting up straight like his back didn't hurt, like his knees weren't on fire, like he wasn't 79 years old, holding on just to see this moment. Then I heard a voice near the back. "That's my son, right there. My father," telling complete strangers. He raised me after the ceremony. He walked over with his arms open wide. Like 16 years was just a long weekend. I stopped about 3 feet short. "What's my major?" "Nothing." "What position did I play?" "Nothing." "What's the name of the man who sat at a kitchen table every night, pretending he understood algebra so his grandson wouldn't feel alone?" He looked at the ground. I said, his name is Pop, and he's the only father I've ever had." Walked back to the 3rd row. Pop was standing barely. I hugged him, and he grabbed the back of my neck the way he always does, tight, like he's making sure I'm still real. He whispered, "You did it, son." I said, "Mom, we did it, Pop." He drove us home that night. Same old truck, same route, same man. Pulled into the driveway, killed the engine, and just sat there a minute. "You know I never minded," he said. "Not one day of it. Not one single day." I believed him, because Pop doesn't say things to make you feel better. He says things because they're true. That lawn chair's still in my trunk. I take it everywhere now. Every big moment, I set it up, front row. He can't make most things anymore, but the chair is always there. And when someone asks who it's for, I just say, "My dad."